On May 22, 1960, the silence beneath the ground along the Chilean coast was suddenly shattered. At 1511, near the city of Valdivia, a tremor occurred that went down in history as the largest measured earthquake ever recorded, magnitude 9.5. Lasting almost 10 minutes in total, the shaking triggered a series of disasters not only on the surface but also in the depths of the ocean. The epicenter of the earthquake was an area where the Nazca and South American plates were pushing against each other, accumulating tremendous geological tension. When the built-up energy was suddenly released, tremors shook the continent from end to end. The disaster that began with the earthquake was not limited to the shaking alone. Within minutes, tsunami waves from the Pacific Ocean reached the shores. In some areas, the waves reached 25 meters. Hundreds of kilometers of Chile's coastline faced not only destruction, but also land loss. Riverbeds changed course and some port cities were wiped off the map. After the earthquake, the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center sent alerts to dozens of countries across the ocean. However, the systems were insufficient for those times. 15 hours later, tsunamis caused major damage and loss of life in countries like Japan, Hawaii, and the Philippines. Valdivia, Concepcion, and Puerto Montt, the cities closest to the epicenter, were almost completely destroyed. Especially in Valdivia, historic colonial buildings, structures reflecting Spanish colonial architecture, and stone churches collapsed. 19th-century city centers cracked and bell towers fell. Many historic homes and public buildings turned into rubble. Coastal towns like Porto Saavedra were swallowed by the tsunami. Some areas were buried underground or submerged. Many structures serving as architectural documents of an era disappeared and could not be rebuilt. The earthquake directly and indirectly affected around 2 million people. Official sources reported that 1,655 people lost their lives, more than 3,000 people were injured, and 2 million were left homeless. Due to the communication and record-keeping conditions of the time, these figures may have been much higher. The Chilean economy was heavily shaken, farmlands disappeared, factories collapsed, and energy infrastructure failed. As ports became unusable, the country's foreign trade came to a halt. Schools, hospitals, and cultural sites were rendered unusable. After the disaster, the Chilean government appealed for international aid. Humanitarian aid began to flow in from around the world. The United Nations, Red Cross, and many countries provided rescue teams, medical assistance, and food supplies. But the reconstruction process was long and painful. After the earthquake, the government started to restrict construction along the coast and develop new urban plans. Tsunami warning systems were discussed seriously for the first time, and in 1965, the Pacific Tsunami Warning System was made more comprehensive. The 1960 Chile earthquake served as a profound warning to all countries located on seismic belts. Campaigns were launched to raise awareness among the local population. Earthquake drills became widespread in schools. Building codes were updated and earthquake-resistant designs became a priority. Internationally, this earthquake played a key role in the development of seismology. Strengthening the theory of plate tectonics, modeling seismic movements, and modernizing disaster preparedness were all scientific consequences of this disaster. The Chilean people experienced this devastating event not only physically, but also culturally. Poems, novels, folk songs, and documentaries continued to carry the memory of this great disaster for generations. The sense of social solidarity grew, especially in rural areas where communities helping each other strengthened the sense of national unity. Among the destroyed structures, there were not only stones but also memories. Some folk festivals and religious ceremonies were reshaped to commemorate those who lost their lives. Commemoration ceremonies held every year on May 22nd became both a way to confront the past and prepare for the future. Today, Chile is considered one of the countries with the best disaster preparedness infrastructures in the world. The lessons learned from the 1960 earthquake have contributed to reducing casualties in subsequent tremors. Advanced early warning systems, building codes, tsunami evacuation routes, and public education are now implemented systematically. Moreover, these experiences are being shared with other earthquake-prone countries like Japan. The 1960 Chile earthquake was not only a physical catastrophe, but also a turning point that revealed how vulnerable humanity is against nature. Stone walls crumbled, but memories and lessons remained. Even today, those silent lands still whisper something. Be prepared, nature is patient, but never forgets. To ensure such devastating disasters are never forgotten and to raise awareness for everyone, Do not forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. You can also share your own disaster experiences or suggestions below. Together, with your support, we can reach even more people.